just thinking about the way that you done me, thinking about what used to be, but I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking.
You know, Bill and I spent the morning out at the Brew Kettle Brewery in Middleburg Heights watching them roll out our Rockin' Buzzard Brew, which you are going to be able to get your grubby little mitts on starting tomorrow. Anywhere that carries Brew Kettle beer, you can get the Rockin' Buzzard Brew. It looks awesome. I've been fielding questions about it all morning long. And I hope you can join us tomorrow. We're going to be at the Brew Kettle Pub in Strongsville tomorrow from 5 to 8. That's going to be kind of the official release. And we're going to be tapping the inaugural keg, the whole bit. But we partnered with CLE Clothing Company for the design, so it looks super rad. It's got buzzards all over it, black Cleveland skyline in the back. It's a classic American Pilsner. I had 2 of them this morning for breakfast down there. I hadn't had anything to eat. I was up very, very early today for reasons that had nothing to do with that, but I hadn't had anything to eat. I was up plenty early to have done that, but I didn't. I ended up having 2 cans of classic American Pilsner, Rockin' Buzzard Brew, 5.3% ABV, and it went down real easy. So wherever you buy Brew Kettle beer, it's going to be available for you. You get it in 4-packs, and it's delicious. Can't say enough good things about it. But we're going to roll it out tomorrow. So if you're out Strongsville way, pop your head in. MMS is going to be there from 5 to 8, and you can have some. It's delicious. And we watched them kind of do the whole thing. It was a real Laverne and Shirley cosplay moment of them rolling the cans down the line and filling them up and sealing them. And the people who were working there were very, very gracious because, we were interrupting them. We're kind of there was a woman who was kind of putting the plastic caps on the 4-packs, right? Mm-hmm. Little orange things. The whole thing will catch your eye. These are 16-ounce cans, by the way. And we were very much in their way, trying not to be, but also kind of trying to get the full experience there. And they were very sweet. You were curious.
It was like being on an episode of How It's Made. But you're not on TV. You're just in the factory. It was cool.
IRL.
There's a lot of stuff I didn't know about how the canning process, and it was cool to see it all happen.
Yeah, the guy goes, "You want one?" And Bill goes, "If you have a cold one." And he goes, 36 degrees off the line, baby.
So I snatched one up.
Can't be canning warm beer.
So good.
Things will all explode. Yeah, so tomorrow, we'll tap the first keg, and then you can get it. Whoever sells Brew Kettle beer, you'll be able to get the MMS Rockin' Buzzard Brew. But it is real. Now, again, I am no beer aficionado. There are people who go X, Y, and Z, people who really, really know. I just know if I'm drinking something, if I like it. There are certain kinds of beers. I know enough to know what I will and won't like. But within that kind, people are like, I like IPAs, I like lagers, I like this, whatever. I'm not one of those guys. But I know what I don't like. And this is good. I told him, I said, I'm planning on passing out in my backyard with a few of these later in the week. So Rockin' Buzzard Brew, going to drop tomorrow. And thanks for paying attention to that. I got an email from, who did I get an email from about Mary discussing minor attracted people? This came up yesterday during the show. We were talking about, I don't know how we got on it, but it was on the subject of, you said that they were trying to
There's like a thing going
redefine
around.
pedophiles or something, right?
I saw it on TikTok with like a bunch of videos of people referring to them as
right.
minor attracted persons.
There you go, which is probably the first way that you can suss out that it's made up and not whatever. But it is one big troll. This is just something that started on 4chan. And, of course, because there's so much nonsense there, it's red meat for, like, right-wing media. So then they grab it. Obviously, it's a fake, made-up thing to try to make, like, I don't know, number 4059 way to try to make, I guess, gay people look bad or something. I don't know. But if you fact check it, it's all made up. But that doesn't really matter because once something gets traction, right, then people go, well,
it's a thing.
It's a thing now. Who cares? It's like you might recall some years ago in Portland, Oregon, somebody had made posters and planted them around the city on utility poles that said pedophiles are people too because love is love. And it was a silhouette of a guy holding a little kid's hand, right? It was them trying to stick it to progressive people who say, well, who cares
You're
who
born
you love?
this way or whatever.
Right, who cares who you love? So they were trying to stick it to those people. I guess those people equating children with adults. But to them, pretty dim, but I guess that made perfect sense to them. But again, that was something that kind of made the rounds. And they go, see all these people that want this? Nobody wants that. So the minor attracted people thing is, if you see it pop up, obviously, you're going to take it, I hope, with thousands of grains of salt.
I was just saying that I had seen it.
No, I know.
And when you Google it, I mean, there's like for my birthday, there's an article about a professor who used the term and encouraged people to use it, and they had to resign, things like that.
Right.
But that's just one case.
But again, unless you were there and unless you saw video of something like that happening, and again, it is difficult to tell these days what's real and what's not.
I mean, it's from the New York Post.
But that's like a right-wing rag, too. New York Post is basically like a giant tabloid.
So we can't trust anything anymore, huh?
No.
Well, you can. It's just you got to do more than looking at headlines. And we're all guilty of it, you know? I've gotten to the point, and I have for many, many years now, anytime somebody sends me something that has some clickbait headline or something, all you have to do is one more step. People think you have to, for all these people who love crowing about doing their own research, that just means you're on Facebook a lot. You're not doing research, right? You're not trying to keep your Ford grant. You're on Facebook a lot. People are like, I do my own research. No, you're on Facebook a lot. That's not doing research. But for a lot of these clickbaity things, all you have to do is one more step, and that's check the date, because things are cyclical. So you'll see some crazy story. Because we're constantly bombarded with information, true and false, you can't keep track. You can't mentally timestamp something. And so a lot of times you'll forget it's something that's already made its way through the cycle. So you go, look at this. Look what they're doing. And you click on it, and you're like, 2012. So A, not new.
I mean, all this stuff is from like the last 2 years.
I know, but like for people who are like, I can't tell, go to Snopes. It's right there for you.
But then people go, oh, yeah, Snopes, okay.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
some people you're not going to convince of anything
Right.
because they want to believe what they want to believe. It's like, I don't understand. Somebody sent me the link to the rapper who did the anti-Target song. Did you see this?
No.
And I don't know what, it seems like they're a day late and a dollar short on this because Target already bent over and grabbed ankle over the Pride clothing, right? It started with Bud Light. And again, all these companies for years have done Pride Month things, and nobody made a peep. But now that you can monetize your outrage to some degree, Target had some Pride Month clothing, or they had some T-shirts with rainbows on it, right?
I think it was more than that, though.
In adult sizes. These weren't children's sizes. These were adult sizes.
There was other stuff, too. They said that they had, like, transgender, what was it, tuck-friendly.
Yeah, we talked about it. Tuck-friendly
suits.
women's swimsuits.
But it was for kids, though. Is what
It
they were
wasn't.
saying.
But it never
That's what
was.
they were saying. It never was.
Right, but they were saying, and they were wrong.
That's why you get people ginned up,
I was saying,
because
I didn't even
you make it up.
I went to Target the very next day, and the display was already gone. We tried to look back there, but I think it was gone, or they had moved it or something, because I wanted to see. But that's what they said. They said it was tuck-friendly swimsuits for kids. That's what the outrage was about.
Nothing for kids.
Okay.
Nothing for, and not like those people care about kids. They want them working in slaughterhouses at 2 a.m. Those people don't care. They got mad at Kohl's because Kohl's had some T-shirts with rainbows on them. Now they hate Chick-fil-A. It's going to be a tough time for Poundcake. Poundcake has always prided himself on enjoying Chick-fil-A despite being a gay man. And it's not like every gay person thinks the same. You like what you like. But he's kind of prided himself for a long time now on the fact that he likes to taste the hate, right? Except now, those right-wingers now don't like Chick-fil-A because the CEO came out and had the temerity to say something like, yeah, I think we should be inclusive of different kinds of people and blah, blah, blah. And that was too much for people to handle.
Say, if you don't
Inclusivity, respect, what? Understanding and dignity, we can't have that around here. So now they hate Chick-fil-A.
I order so much Chick-fil-A that the algorithm on my phone, not even like, because, all the apps talk to each other. I'm just assuming this. Because I order Chick-fil-A on Uber Eats, and then when I get on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, I am bombarded with ads from Chick-fil-A. So I'm assuming they know the cookies or whatever. So the Chick-fil-A account on, I think Facebook it was, posted, it seemed like a feminine black guy. I don't know for sure. I'm not misgendering him. I don't know for sure. I didn't do any research other than the picture that was posted. And it was a guy, it said, oh, congratulations to our employee, such and such. He was black and he was gay and he had like very long eyelashes. And I was like, wow, that's something for Chick-fil-A. And the comments, I just had to go look at the comments. And I was just like, they're really positive. So I'm either they got some really good PR and they got a bunch of bots commenting, or the Chick-fil-A people are like, see, look, we're tolerant. Gay black guy works at Chick-fil-A. And I'm thinking,
I'm black and I'm gay.
Like, of course, this is in Atlanta, in Georgia. That is the mecca of black gay people, So yeah, there's gay people that work there. They're not the higher ups. It's not the gay black people making these decisions, but
Also,
they're making a living.
Gay people work everywhere.
Yes, and if I cancel out
Poundcake works here. Bill, did you know we have a gay guy on this show?
Ew.
Oh, come on. He's nice.
It's literally like the meme I sent you guys yesterday of what's the senator from what's his name?
Lindsey Graham?
No. The Cuban guy.
The guy that was doing drag and then,
The guy that was doing drag and then...
but like says he's not into it or whatever.
Yeah, George Santos.
Yeah. But that's literally all corporations. It's not just Republicans or any type of organization. Corporations during Pride Month, they monetize the gay. It's 30 days of pandering to gays.
You have talked about this.
July 1st.
It's called rainbow capitalism, and there's a lot of people, irrespective of what you think, there are people level-headed who are like, yeah, it's kind of gross, though.
Yeah, it is gross.
And Poundcake has said it, like, July 1, nobody cares anymore.
Y'all back to being a bigot, and I'm like, what am I going to... I still am gay year-round, so I still have to shop at certain places. It may be the cheapest. It may not be politically correct, but it's the cheapest. I have to eat. I might... Whatever. I'm not going to just have... integrity every time I want something.
No, but you know what it is too.
I have to live,
but this
man.
is also what it is too. And it's interesting to me when they do these surveys of people. Part of this is that, especially some of these dummies, people really, really overestimate how many gay people there are in society. They do these studies.
I'll say.
And they go, how many people in the world, what percentage of the population do you think is gay? Now, in reality, it's less than 5%. It's like
75%.
It's like, well, but they ask people,
100%
and
everybody's
people
gay.
think it's like 23, 24, 25%.
I
People
wish.
think that 1 in every 4 people is gay, and they will go, well, it's because there's rainbow shirts everywhere. Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do. It's like people who hate Jews, the people who control everything. Like 0.2% of the world population is Jewish. And for some reason, for millennia, these people are maligned. And people think that they're like running everything. So you got people who think that 1 in every 4 person is gay when it's like a negligible part of real life society.
It's almost like there's problems in these people's lives that they're causing on their own. And instead of taking responsibility for those problems, they say, I'd rather point the finger at other things and say that's the cause of my problems.
Yeah, but again, and I think there's something there, but I never understand, because a lot of those people are also the don't tread on me people. Don't tread on me flag or whatever. It's like, man, that is a really good, irrespective of where you fall politically on the spectrum, live and let live is a really good way to kind of approach other people. And we could all stand to do more of it. But if that's where you're coming from, I don't understand why you're calling in bomb threats to Target. You want to hear this dude's rap?
Yeah, let's do it.
This guy,
Let's
and it's not some white dude. It's not Macklemore. It's a guy named Forgiato Blow. He says that his Boycott Target song is #1 on iTunes, but he's being shadow banned. Now, obviously, that's a great explanation because there's no way to disprove it or prove it. You can't prove you're being shadow banned. But his song is called Boycott Target, and it's him and some other rappers, and they're crying about Target's gay agenda. Now, again, Target bent over and took all these things down and pushed them all in like a 5-square-foot corner of their store. So I'm not sure what these guys are targeting, but it, huh?
Targeting.
Intentional shoppers. There's a cleanup on every
He kind of looks like DJ Khaled. Like all these guys look like DJ Khaled.
I've seen this dude on, I don't know if it was the Sacha Baron Cohen show or that All Gas No Brakes guy. He had
Is
a
he
show on HBO.
is this guy a goof?
No, I mean, he's just a guy that saw
An
a way
opportunity.
an opportunity. He's like, oh, I can. They want someone to make rap music about this. I'll be the one.
Right, the Rubes lead it up.
But the thing is, like, they'll put him on in front of the MAGA crowd, and they're like, oh, we don't really. I mean, like, the message is good, but we don't like the music.
We don't like the messenger
We
or
don't-
the style of music.
Yeah.
The message is good.
Target is targeting your kids.
They put a target on my back, but they targeting your kids. They don't even need to ask, cause you all know what it is. Yeah, that's why.
By the way, he's doing this in a toy aisle, which is very much targeting kids. So I'm not. That might not be the frame you want in that, but
Imagine being a secret shopper during this music video. You're like, sir, are you going to buy something? Or, hey, man, I'm shooting a music video. This is America. Sir, you have to buy something. You can't shoot your music video here. You're like, get out of here, man.
well,
See,
it also looks like they did it while it was closed, which means they
have
know
an in.
someone at Target. That's right.
they got an in.
Bro, I can't have shoppers behind me when I'm doing my anti-Target video.
Target got people selling them out like they are in the Trump administration.
I keep a strap, and I'm always by my bands. This agenda gotta stop. Yeah, you know we gonna win when they target, yeah, they targeting. Target, yeah, they target kids. Target, yeah, they targeting.
Well, what's the targeting kids part? They just throw kids in because that's the I guess
Because
the
that's-
buzzword that
yeah,
everybody thinks.
Because again, they think it is they're all for like gender non-conforming, all that stuff. That's what they're
Right, but
this is what they're upset about.
rather than blowing it up into a million different things, just take the Target issue. If you were somebody who didn't like this stuff, because the thing is, you always have to be pivoting. Even if you went there and go, well, there really aren't kids' sizes. Then you have to pivot to, well, kids could see it and they might get ideas, which goes back to the whole thing about the belief that you can turn a kid gay, which is nonsense. So I never understand like the targeting kids thing. Listen, if you don't like drag queens reading to your kid in school, there's a scintilla of logic I can understand in that. I'm not with you on it because, again, you're not going to turn a kid gay.
Well,
All they're going to do is have a good laugh at a guy dressed up like a woman. But this guy, it's Forgiato Blow with Stony Dude Bro
But it's not just that they
and some opportunists
Yeah.
here. But again, this guy contends that he's #1 on iTunes, but he's getting shadow banned.
it's not even that they just want to say that kids are being turned gay, but they're being turned gay. They're just saying that gay people are being treated like regular people, and they don't even like that. Like they don't want that.
I don't even know that it's that because like my one older brother, he was a social worker for a while, and he contends that the majority of gay people that he worked with were molested as children. This is again. This
How
is
would he possibly know that?
because he was a social worker. So he's saying the people who he worked with who were gay, the majority of them, when he did like their social work and
I
all that
see.
kind of stuff, they were molested as children. So
Well, correlation is not causation. Surely he would know that.
But what I'm saying is that he firmly believes that that's what makes people gay.
That's
is
also-
that they have some
there's a lot of
kind
people that believe that. My mom believes that.
There's some kind
Really?
of a
That every
situation-
single
No, 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 no.
homosexual was molested.
Not all of them, but that is a leading cause of homosexuality.
I see.
Is like when you're
Because you're traditionally molested by someone of the same sex?
Or just that it confuses you
confusing or
sexually
something.
and it makes
I
you feel
see.
things before you're supposed to or before you're ready to and things like that.
So they associate homosexuality with molestation.
No,
Oh.
I'm saying that he's saying there's a correlation between the two. Is what
That's what I'm
my
saying.
brother
That's
thinks.
where the association comes in.
But he's not saying all homosexuals were
No, I know,
molested.
but correlation association. I mean, we're just using the same word to.
So for someone like him, I could see him being in a Target saying this is going to make people be gay because they're being exposed to it before they, quote, should be or can fully understand it or whatever, because he believes that that's how it happens. That it isn't not necessarily, he's like, yeah, some people are born gay, but some people are turned gay. So I don't know that it's all these people that are like, it's hard for me because I
think
respect
I
my
think-
brother and I do think
I
that
understand.
he's not an illogical person on every forum. You know what I mean? So
But
it's
again,
hard
that
for
is,
me.
and I agree with you, but that is still his anecdotal evidence.
And this is why I get annoyed when you guys use that term because it's like,
But we all have anecdotal
but
evidence.
then everything is anecdotal
No,
evidence.
it's not. What I'm saying is you're explaining to me your brother's his explanation for why he has an issue with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because that's in his experience. But he would have to have thousands and thousands of just gay people as clients to be able to have any kind of data set where it could go, man, we got to figure this out.
I was like,
Because look at the molestation. I mean, out of his entire client group, let's say representative of the larger, just as a portion of the culture at large, it would mean like 0.5% of his clients would be gay.
And also, how often was he talking about or like making note of the people that were molested but were straight?
Or I mean, if he was a social worker, chances are he's dealing with kids from broken homes.
Right.
So there's already other issues going on there. Their parents might be alcoholics. They might have grown up in foster care. So there's other variables that go into that.
And I'm
rather
not
than
even saying
someone-
he's wrong, but this is what I mean by anecdotal evidence. I'm not shooting it down. I'm saying in his experience, that's
That is
the
what he
data set he uses. That's right.
Right. I get
I'm just
annoyed
saying
at the term anecdotal evidence because I
Well, what's
feel
a
like
better
it
term?
should be used across the board then. That
It-
unless it is a scientific study, it is anecdotal evidence. Because you guys seem to throw that around when you don't agree with it.
No, it's not agreeing or disagreeing. Anecdotal is just
We're using
what an
it.
individual's experience is.
So you disagree with me that you and Bill specifically use that when you're trying to shoot down an idea. When
No,
you guys
when we
don't agree with an idea, you say,
No.
no, that's just anecdotal evidence.
No.
I have never heard you two
We use
agree.
anecdotal evidence when you give us anecdotal evidence.
Sure, but I've never heard you two agree with a topic and then say, well, it's supported by anecdotal evidence.
Well, because you don't say I agree with this based on anecdotal evidence.
Nobody would say that because it's such
Yeah.
a small personal data set that you can't extrapolate. The problem is when people extrapolate it out. When people email me and go, everybody I know thinks you suck. Okay, well, how many people do you know?
Thousands and thousands? Okay, fine.
And I know I'm speaking for a lot of other people. It's like, no, you're not. You're speaking for you and your friend group. Let's say you have 10 friends and they all think I suck. Well, we have tens of thousands of people who listen at any given time on this radio show. So I'm fine with that. That's probably representative of the culture at large, sure. But you can't extrapolate out your own experiences.
Also, when do Alan and I ever support anything?
I mean,
Other
anecdotally,
than
once or
Rock-
twice.
You know what?
but-
I'll say this. According to everybody I know, Rockin' Buzzard Brew is top notch.
That's right.
Anecdotal evidence.
The line that I got to go to break here, but
All
when we,
beer causes alcoholism. Anecdotal evidence.
when we talk about these things, the line I always think of is when they say, when you're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression. That's just a great way to distill what a lot of these people look at these things like, is they're like, well, they think that like anybody else being treated the same is bad for them, or I don't understand that at all. Especially when you're dealing with, objectively, such a minuscule part of the population. It's just wild to me. But that guy, anyway, if you're into anti-target rap, you can go find that guy, provided he's still not being shadow banned and you can't find him.